ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Available. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Today we are doing Shri Ganeshaya Namaha of our Srimad Bhagavatam study, which will happen on Saturdays. So thank you. And in the style of our acharyas, what my suggestion is to make the Bhagavatam study sustainable, relishable and practical. We will not go from first verse to the last verse, but we will take prasangas, we will take different leelas from Srimad Bhagavatam and we will study them nicely. So we take one topic and we study that prasanga nicely. Because our acharyas, for example, our Shri Bhagavat Acharya of ISKCON, Shri Srimad Radha Govinda Das Goswami Maharaj, wherever he does Bhagavad Saptah, he takes one topic from Bhagavatam, speaks on it, and then next place he speaks another topic. And my Guru Maharaj also, if you see any yatra lectures, Pune yatra lectures, for one yatra he will take one theme from Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita, speak on that. That way it remains very interesting. The topic that I would like to humbly suggest is the Vairagya of Shri Yayati Maharaj. And this is, according to our acharyas, this topic from Srimad Bhagavatam is specially very relevant and important for Grahasthas. How many of us are in the Grahastha ashram here? Hare Krishna. So this is specially for us. Everything in Srimad Bhagavatam is for us, but there are some topics that are specifically addressing the issues of Grahastha ashram. So this topic is very relevant for all of us, those who are in Grahastha ashram, those who were in Grahastha ashram, or those who might go into Grahastha ashram. This topic is very important. So this is from the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 18, and we'll start from the very beginning. This chapter, 9th canto, chapter 18, is entitled King Yayati Regains His Youth. Hari Bol. How many of us want to regain our youth? Hare Krishna. All the translations, all the purports are by our revered, beloved founder Acharya of ISKCON and ISKCON of Greater Atlanta, His Divine Grace, Shri Srimad Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. I think Srila Prabhupada will be happy if we read Srimad Bhagavatam together. Hare Krishna. So Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, chapter 18, text 1. Shri Shuka Uvacha Yati Samyate Ayatir Vyati Kritihi Shad ime Nahushasyasan Indriyani Vadehinaha. One Mataji, please. Shri Shuka Uvacha Yatir Yayati Samyate Ayatir Vyati Kritihi षड इमे नहुषस्यासन् इन्द्रियाणीव देहिनः। श्रीशुक उवाच
यतिर्ययाति संयातिर्
यतिर्ययाति संयातिर्
आयतिर्वियतिः कृतिः
आयतिर्वियतिः कृतिः
षड् इमे नहुषस्यासन्
षड इमे नहुषस्यासन्
इन्द्रियाणीव देहिनः
इन्द्रियाणीव देहिनः। One girl. श्रीशुक उवाच यतिर्ययाति संयातिर् आयतिर्वियतिः कृतिः षड इमे नहुषस्यासन् इन्द्रियाणीव देहिनः। One boy.
श्रीशुक उवाच
श्रीशुक उवाच
यतिर्याति संयातिर्
यतिर्ययाति संयातिर्
आयतिर्वियति कृतिः
आयतिर्वियतिः कृतिः
षड् इमे नहुषस्यासन्
षड इमे नहुषस्यासन्
इन्द्रियाणीव देहिनः
इन्द्रियाणीव देहिनः। Translation. Shri Shukdev Goswami said, O King Parikshit, as the embodied soul has 6 senses, King Nahush had 6 sons named Yati, Yayati, Samyati, Ayati, Viyati and Kriti. The 6 senses are the 5 Jnanendriyas and Manaha, Shashthani, Indriyani. The 6th sense is the mind. So what are the 5 Jnanendriyas?
Eyes, nose, ears, skin,
And tongue. Correct. 5. So just like the body has 6 senses, the 5 Jnanendriyas and the mind, similarly Maharaj Nahush had 6 sons. So those sons were like his Indriya. They were so dear to him. How poetic Shri Shukdev Goswami is. Now who has 6 senses? The embodied soul. Soul is spiritual. Soul doesn't need senses. But when the soul takes a mortal body, then there are 6 senses. 5 Jnanendriyas, knowledge acquiring senses, and the mind. Similarly, Maharaj Nahush had 6 sons who are as dear to him like his 6 senses, and their names are mentioned here. Now, Shri Shukdev Goswami here is describing the Kshatriya dynasty of the moon. There are 2 Kshatriya dynasties, Surya Vansha and Chandra Vansha. So this is description of the Chandra Vansha. In Chandra Vansha, there is the dynasty coming from Soma Dev. And in that dynasty, there was a king called King Nahush, who had 6 sons in the Chandravamsha dynasty. Rajyam naichadyati pitra dattam tat parinamavit yatra pravishtaha purusha atmanam navabudhyate. Everybody can see clearly, no?
Yes.
Shri Shukdev Goswami continues, when one enters the post of king or when one takes the position of head of the government, one cannot understand the meaning of self-realization. Knowing this, the eldest son, Yati, eldest son of Nahush, whose name was Yati, did not accept kingship. It was given to him because he was the eldest son. He could become the king. He did not accept the power to rule, although it was offered by his father. So Maharaj Nahush was the king of the whole planet Earth. So it was not that he was being offered Alpharetta. You can be mayor of Alpharetta for 5 years. No. He was given the position of king of the entire Earth planet. And that was refused by the eldest son of Maharaj Nahush, Yati. Why? Tat parinamavit. He knew what is the parinam of becoming king. He knew the result of coming into a management position. And therefore, knowingly, he refused the position of power and prestige. And what is the parinam? That we forget about self-realization. Such a person, Purusha, Atmanam na avabuddhyate. Even if one knows Atma Tattva, one will forget Atma Tattva in a position of power and enjoyment. As it is said, power corrupts. Yesterday we saw the example of Bada Jana, the elder son of Maharaj Prataprudra, how he did not give a fair price, fair market value for the horses because he was in a position of power. So power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So he was the absolute head, there was no democracy, he didn't have to go through Senate or anything. Whatever he said was the last word. That position, Yati declined because he was more interested in self-realization. Therefore, he took the renounced order of life, and from that point, every sannyasi is called
Yati.
It comes from here. Yati Jana Chudamani, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called. That word Yati comes from the son of Maharaj Nahush, who refused kingship because he was interested in self-realization. He knew if he became the king, there was a risk that he would forget self-realization, getting busy, caught up in duties and in sense gratification. And that was also the reason why Lord Brahma, when he had darshan of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he said that when you come as Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu in Kali Yuga and I become Haridas Thakur, Lord Brahma prayed, please don't give me management role. I don't want to be any leader. I don't want to be king. Brahmaji could have easily. Brahmaji installed Jagannath for Maharaj Indradyumna. That same Brahmaji comes as Haridas Thakur and is not allowed in the temple where he was the head priest to do Prana Pratisthapana of Jagannath, original Jagannath in Satyayuga. And he asked for it. Make me untouchable. I don't want management position. I made this aparadh against the Brajvasis simply because I was thinking I am the Ādi Kavi. Tene Brahma Hridaye, I am the original scholar, original Shastric advisor. The four Vedas come from my four mouths. And I got carried away and I made a mistake. So in my next incarnation, I don't want any management position. So Yati was very wise. He understood the risk. He said, human life is meant for self-realization. Becoming a king will be an impediment, and therefore I will not take that position. There are others who will be more than happy to take, but I will not take. So that was his swabhav, which means we should be true to our swabhav. We all have certain abilities and we all have certain disabilities. So we should know. Some people are all-rounders. But for most of us, we have certain talents and we have certain weaknesses. So we should swim that stroke which comes naturally to us. If somebody is good in freestyle, don't try to compete in butterfly stroke. And someone is good in butterfly, then don't try to do freestyle. Purport. Self-realization is the prime objective of human civilization, and it is regarded seriously by those who are situated in the mode of goodness and have developed the Brahminical qualities. So that is why we see some people, some adults, some children, they have different nature. Some boys and girls, they are really not interested in boyfriend, girlfriend, social media so much. They are not so much interested, and some are totally into it. Why it is? Because they are not situated in the mode of goodness, and that comes from previous karma. So some are very divine, and most of the children who take birth in devotee families, they have practiced bhakti before. And therefore, it is our duty to give them all facilities, to ask questions. Hari Bol. So Prabhupada says, self-realization is the main duty of human life. This conception will come in the mind of someone who has pious credits from before, who has sukriti. Otherwise, their aim is just money, enjoyment. So if we have some seriousness in Krishna consciousness, we should feel very grateful. It is Krishna's mercy. Kshatriyas are generally endowed with material qualities conducive to gaining material wealth and enjoying sense gratification. Because Brahmanas are in Sattva Gun, Kshatriyas are in the mode of Rajogun, passion. Vaishyas, those who are traders and merchant people, they are mixed Rajogun and Tamogun. And Shudras are mainly in Tamogun. Who can repeat this? Brahmanas are in Kshatriyas, Rajogun. Or is it mixed Sattva Raja? Rajogun. Vaishyas, mixed Sattva and Raja. And Shudras, Tamogun. But those who are spiritually advanced are not interested in material opulence. Those who are spiritually advanced, they are not interested in these material pursuits. Kshatriya will be very interested. How to expand the kingdom, how to fill the treasury. A Brahman's mind will not go there. Brahman will think which tika I can read on Vedanta Sutra, or how maximum people can be engaged in Sattva Gun, in puja, etc. Indeed, Brahmanas accept only the bare necessities for a life of spiritual advancement in self-realization. Since there are some people, they like to become teachers. Now, teacher's profession is not a very lucrative profession, but some are naturally interested in that. They are Brahminical. Some want to join the military. Some want to join the law enforcement. They have the Kshatriya spirit. Some are good in thinking how I can maximize my wealth, how to avoid taxes, how to get tax breaks, how to apply for which scholarship, and they are all chitta vrittis in where is the sale, or I'll buy this, then I'll sell this, and I'll buy 2 houses and I'll put 1 house for sale in 6 months because it's going to appreciate so much. All this money calculations, so they are Vaishya mentality. And some, they like to just serve. Please tell what to do. I will do it. And that is the Shudra mentality, but all are equally qualified for self-realization. Krishna has devotees of all the chitta vrittis, all the mentalities, all the natures. They can become pure devotees. Papa yonaya, striyo, vaishyo, tatha shudras, tepi yanti, paramgati. Everybody can get paramgati, including shudras. So nobody is disqualified. It's just they have different temperaments, different natures based on previous karma. So if someone is like this, accepts only bare necessity of life, not after money, they just want to be engaged in pathan, learning, teaching, gaining knowledge, being pure, they are Brahminical. It is specifically mentioned here that if one enters political life, especially in the modern day, one loses the chance for human perfection. What is Prabhupada saying? If you enter politics, we lose the chance for perfection, human perfection, because you have to lie, you have to cheat, make false promises, glorify yourself. Vote for me. How can a Vaishnava say vote for me? Hare Krishna. And then debating on TV, live TV, how you should vote, how I am better than you. It is just the opposite of Vaishnavata. Trinadati Sunichena, Amanina, Manadena. So Prabhupada is saying one loses the chance for human perfection. Nonetheless, one can attain the highest perfection if one hears Srimad Bhagavatam. And what have we come here for on Saturdays now? Krishna Tulya Bhagavata Vibhu Sarvashray.
Krishna Tulya Bhagavata Vibhu Sarvashray.
Prati shloke prati akshare nana artha kaye.
Prati shloke prati akshare nana artha kaye.
Krishna Tulya Bhagavat. Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. This is the Vangmaya Swarup of Krishna. It is Shri Krishna in the form of a book. Krishna Tulya Bhagavat Vibhu Sarvashray. And all the opulences, all the vibhutis of Krishna are there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Everything is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. And Prati Shloke Prati Akshare Nana Artha Prahe. There are many, many deeper meanings in every line of every shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. Just like Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. Nonetheless, one can attain highest perfection if one reads Srimad Bhagavatam. This hearing is described as Nityam Bhagavata Seva. Nityam means every day. Nityam also means regularly, forever. So Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we will try that every Saturday we come and we read Srimad Bhagavatam together. Hari Bol. Maharaj Parikshit was involved in politics. Tan, tan, tan. But what did he do when he had 7 days? He didn't say, let me finish the construction of that road, let me finish this project, let me capture this one little territory, I can do it in 3 days, I still have 4 days to spare. He gave up everything, including his house, wife, children, money, servants, ghoda, gadi, everything. And he dedicated the last 7 days of his life to Hari Bol. Maharaj Parikshit was involved in politics, but because at the end of his life he heard Srimad Bhagavatam from Sri Shukdev Goswami, he attained perfection very easily. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has therefore suggested Sthane sthita shruti gatam tanu manobhe ye prayasho jita jito pyasita strilokyam. In the 14th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Brahmaji is offering his prayers to Shri Krishna, this is the prayer that he says. Sthane sthita. You are grahastha, remain grahastha. You are brahmachari, no problem. You can be in brahmachari ashram. Don't have to take sannyas. Everybody doesn't have to become yati. Sthane sthita. Regardless of whether one is in the mode of passion, ignorance or goodness. Now if someone has Shudra qualities, does it mean they become depressed? Now there is no chance. No. Regardless of whether one is in the mode of passion, ignorance or goodness, whatever may be our nature, if one regularly hears Srimad Bhagavatam from the self-realized soul, now we are hearing from Srila Prabhupada, who is self-realized soul, one is freed from the bondage of material involvement. So this prasanga, this episode of Srimad Bhagavatam is especially important for all of us grahasthas. So what did we hear so far? We are discussing the Chandra Vamsha. In Chandra Vamsha there was a great Kshatriya king called Maharaj Nahush. He had 6 sons, which are compared to the 6 senses that we have, 5 Jnanendriyas and the mind. Eldest was Yati, who was offered the throne. Did he accept or no? Why did he not accept? Tat parinamavit. He knew what will be the result. That I will become engaged in politics, I will forget about Krishna consciousness. So he politely declined the offer to become the king. Let's see what happens now. Man proposes, Krishna disposes. That's what we learn now. Yayati refused. Then the next son was, after Yati refused, the next son was Yayati. Yayati also refused. And he refused because he said, my elder brother Yati is more qualified. He has got such good qualities. I cannot become the king in his presence. So I also refuse, father. I also don't want to become the king. Let my elder brother become. Or if my elder brother doesn't want, there are 4 other younger brothers. They are also very qualified. You choose among them. But I don't want to become the king. Yayati said like this. But now let's see what happens. We have our plans and then destiny has its own plans which will unfold. How many of you, when you were in school, thought that you want to go to America? Even I had never thought. The highest ambition I had was to live somewhere near Radha Gopinath Mandir in Bombay. But destiny has its plans. Narayan. Hari Bol. Let's see what happens. Pitari Brahmshite Sthanat Indranya Darshanat Vijay Prapite Jagaratvam Vai Yayati abhavan nripaha.
Yayati abhavan nripaha.
Yayati abhavan became Nripa. He became the king. Even though he didn't want to become the king, he became the king. What happened? Let's see. Because Nahush Maharaj, the father of Yati, he misbehaved with Shri Shachi Devi, who is the wife of King Indra, who then complained to the Saptarshis, among whom one is Agastya Muni. These saintly Saptarishis, they are all saintly Brahmanas, they cursed Maharaj Nahush to fall from the heavenly planets and be degraded to the status of a python. Consequently, the son of Nahush Maharaj, Yayati, became the king. Hare Krishna. So Maharaj Nahush was the king and he was looking for a successor amongst his own sons. Yati declined. The second son Yayati also said no. That is when King Indra killed Vritrasur. He killed Vritrasur, and Vritrasur was a Brahman. Even though he had the body of a demon, he was a Brahman because he appeared from the Yajna of Tvashta, a great Brahman. So he was the brother of Vishwarup, the guru of the Devatas. So Vritrasur was a Brahman, son of Tvashta. And Indra killed the son of a Brahman. So Indra got the sin of Brahma Hatya. So Indra had to do atonement, Prayaschitta. So for that, King Indra went to Mansarovar, and in the stem of a lotus, he started doing tapasya without food and without water for 1000 celestial years. Such is the difficult prayaschitta that one has to do for committing sins. Indra had to kill Vritrasura, otherwise Vritrasura would have killed all the demigods. But still he was a Brahman. Sometimes you have to do something that is not ideal. You are stuck between a rock and a hard place. You have difficult choices in life. No matter what you do, there will be consequences. You don't kill Vritrasur, all of you will be killed. You kill Vritrasur, you get Brahmahatya. Two choices. Hare Krishna. So Indra killed Vritrasur and he got Brahma Hatya, Pap. So for Prayaschitta, for atonement, he had to go to Mansarovar and fast for 1000 years and sit in seclusion, Nirjan Bhajan, where he could not meet anybody, sitting in the stem of a lotus. But then the Indra Pad, the throne of Indra was vacant. And all the demigods, they were discussing who can become the Indra in the interim until Indra performs his tapasya and comes back as the king of the demigods. So they went through a lot of applications and they found that no one was qualified except on this planet called Earth, where there was a very great powerful king called Nahush. So the Devatas, they approached Nahush and gave him a job offer with a visa for Swargalok. Please come and become our king, you are so qualified. You know dharma, you are very clear what is to be done, what is not to be done. There is no dilemma in your mind. You have great Kshatriya qualities and you are a powerful fighter. We want a king like you until Devendra comes, King Indra comes back from his Prayaschitta, you become the king of heaven. Nahush said, who will rule earth? The Devata said, you are so competent, you can play dual role. So Nahush Maharaj was the temple president of two temples simultaneously, Swargalok and Earthlok. Can you imagine how competent he was? To manage one city is difficult. To manage a country, the presidents, their hair starts graying in 5 years. We have seen that. To manage the whole earth and to manage all the heavenly planets. One man show. Nahush did a fabulous job. He ruled the heavens and the earth from heaven. A divine Viman, heavenly plane, came from Swarga to take him to heaven. He got on that plane in his self-same body. He went to heaven. He was blessed by the Saptarshis, the 7 main rishis, to get all the power, the divinity to rule as acting Indra, interim Indradev. And he was performing the task perfectly. There was no problem. For some time, Nahush was the king of earth and he was the king of heaven as acting Indra. And everything was going very well. But then one problem happened. Oh, this is som juice, som ras, so tasty, so delicious, deliciously intoxicating, and it gives strength also. Who is it for? For you, Maharaj Nahush, you are the Indra ka. Oh, this beautiful throne, for who is it? It's for you. You are the Indra. Urvashi and all these apsaras, they dance for your pleasure exclusively. When Nahush got all these facilities of heaven, which were millions of times more than the king of earth. Imagine, you are used to driving Maruti 800. When everybody is walking, you are the only person driving Maruti 800. And then suddenly you get a Honda Pilot. Is there a comparison between Maruti 800, which is less than 50 horsepower, to a Honda Pilot, which is more than 200 horsepower, with adaptive cruise control and everything? It was exactly like that for Maharaj Nahush. King of the earth, great, but heaven was a different ball game. It was millions of times better than being king of the earth. And Nahush could not take it. It went to his head. He became proud. He became entitled. Humse badkar kaun? Attitude came in his mind. No one is better than me. I am better than everyone. After all, I was given the kingship. Who in the history of this world has been the king of earth and heaven simultaneously like me? Batao. Kisi ka hai CV aisa? There is nobody like me. This mentality came in his mind. And it is very subtle. This ego and pride and arrogance doesn't announce itself as pride and arrogance to the false ego. When in our heart pride comes, it will never announce, I am pride, I have come, be careful. No. It will come as you are just being truthful. It's a fact, beta. You are great. Why are you feeling guilty? It is. I mean, you are a very unique person. Nahush, Hari Bol. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. Just be realistic. That is how suppose we get angry at someone. Anger will not announce as a fall down. You have fallen down, you have been contaminated by anger. Anger will announce itself as this is justified. You have a certain service. For that service, this is required. Don't feel guilty. This is how anarthas present themselves to the false ego. And this is how we survive, by doing even abominable things and not feel guilty about it. We rationalize our anarthas. This point should be noted. We rationalize our anarthas. Initially, first time when we do it, we feel very guilty. Second time, not so much. Third time, it becomes business as usual. Hari Bol. Nahush got carried away by the power, the success that he was enjoying. And one thought came in his mind. I am doing all the duties of Indra. I am living in the palace of Indra. I am sitting on the throne of Indra. Indra's wife, Shachi Devi, should also belong to me. If Indra's position belongs to me, Indra's throne belongs to me, Indra's crown belongs to me, Indra's Vajra belongs to me, Indra's palace belongs to me, Shri Shachi also should belong to me. This idea came in the mind of Nahush. And Shachi was living in a different palace waiting for her husband to come back. Shachi is very chaste woman. So Nahush openly told her that Shachi, I am acting Indra. You are Indrani. You belong to me. You should stay with me in my palace. Shachi Devi was mortified. But she could not say anything because he was the acting Indra. So what do we do when we are in a very difficult situation? Yes, we approach Guru, Shri Guru. She went to Shri Brihaspati Maharaj, who is the Guru of Indra, Guru of the Devatas, and she told everything to Brihaspati. Brihaspati was shocked that Nahush is... Indra makes so many mistakes. Now Nahush is a good guy. He became Indra and he's also behaving like a crazy fellow. There is something to do with that post of Indra. Good people become evil when they sit on that throne. Hare Krishna. Brihaspati said this is very unfortunate. But he is our king. He is the acting Indra. There's not much we can do. No, Brihaspati. So then Brihaspati said, my dear daughter, Shachi, I will tell you an idea. How you can protect yourself in this dangerous situation. You tell Nahush that I will meet you. I will meet you, but I am very shy to meet you in public because everyone knows me as the wife of Indra. How I can come and become your wife? But I will come. I will meet you. But I will not come to your palace. You come to my palace. It's too embarrassing for me to come to your palace and everybody is watching that Shachi is going to meet Nahush. It's too embarrassing. I will stay in my palace and you visit me in my palace. And I will do whatever you say. But when my husband Indra comes to meet me, his palanquin is carried by the 7 great rishis, saptarshis, like Agastya Muni, Durvasa Muni. They carry the palanquin of Indradev. Brihaspati tells her, you tell like this. So if you want to come to meet me and be my husband, then like Indradev, you should come in a palki that is carried by 7 porters, who are the 7 rishis become coolies. You can do that. Then I will act like your wife. You act like Indra, I will act like your wife. Nahush said, no problem. If Indra can do it, I am Indra, I will also do it. I am the acting Indra. He calls the Saptarshis. You need some advice about the scriptures from us? No. Today it is little different. I want to go to the palace, the house of Shachi, and all of you carry me. These are the Saptarshis. Durvasa Muni, Agastya Muni and others. Vashishta Muni is one of the Saptarshis. They are very powerful people. And Nahush did not think twice before ordering them not to accompany me. You come, swasti vachan karo mere. You carry me. You become my servants. And it was an open palanquin, which means there was no covering, nothing. Everybody could see that Nahush is sitting on the palanquin and the 7 rishis, saptarshis, are carrying him. Where? To the house of Shachi. Everybody was watching. Nahush was so excited that such a beautiful lady as Shachi, the queen of heaven, exquisitely beautiful, she is going to become mine today. He was so enthusiastic, so excited to meet her. that for him, the Saptarshis were too slow. You are carrying me too slowly. Sarpa, 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 you are saying. Fast, come on, fast. Accelerate, accelerate, walk faster. You are walking 1 mile an hour. At least do 4-5 miles an hour. Come on, fast, fast, fast. Walk fast. Make haste, make haste. Sarpa, Sarpa, Sarpa. And the Saptarshis are not trained to be porters. They are trained to sit and give class. They are not marathon runners or sprinters. They were walking at their pace. Nahush became so impatient that right next to him was Agastya Rishi. And Nahush, fast, faster, come on, fast. How you would kick a horse or an elephant. When you're riding on a horse, you on the heel you have that thing, spike you hit, and with the ankush, you hit the elephant also. He treated the Saptarshi, specifically Agastya Muni, who had the power to drink up all the ocean water. He's kicking him and saying, walk fast. Agastya Muni said, stop. He told the other 6 Saptarshis, stop. Everybody stopped. He says, put him down. They put Nahush down. Agastya Muni's eyes were red hot in anger. With fiery eyes, he looked at Nahush and said, Nahush, what has become of you? You know the culture. You know the Vedas. You know the rules for mankind. Are the Saptarshis supposed to carry you to a place where you will satisfy your illicit lust? Is this what it has come to now? Sarp, Sarp, Sarp. Move fast, you're telling me. You become Sarp. You become a snake. And immediately his legs became like the tail of a snake. And ascending snakeism. It started growing up, and his body was getting transformed into a snake. When punished like that, immediately Nahush became repentful. Which means that when we go through suffering and difficulties, we are more likely to come to our senses and realize what mistakes we have done. And when we are happy and everything is going our way, it's very easy to forget and become oblivious to our behavior and say, chalta hai, chalta hai, chalta hai. Because everything is going good, chalta hai. But when we go through reversals and difficulties, that is when we realize that I have lived a sinful, and we start remembering all the mistakes we have done. Maybe this happened because of that mistake. Maybe this happened because of that mistake. We start reflecting. Immediately Nahush fell at the feet of the Saptarshis and specifically prayed to Agastya. Please forgive me. Agastya Muni says, I am very merciful to you. That's why I cursed you. Otherwise I would have let Durvasa Muni curse. By now you would have become a stone somewhere. Nahush said, I come from a very pure Vansha, Chanda. I know your whole Vanshavali. Please forgive me. This is my first mistake. Agastya said, that is true. You are not a repeat offender. It's your first mistake. Yes, your first mistake. I got carried away. Please forgive me. Agastya Muni immediately became merciful. This is the quality of saintly people. If they are slighted, or if they are wronged, or treated badly, they may get angry, and they may punish, and they may say a few words, but their anger is very, very short-lived. If we hold grudges and we keep poking at people and we keep rubbing it in and we keep the vengeful, vindictive mentality, we are not saintly. Saintly people may get angry to teach a lesson, and then next moment they will be normal. One disciple of Srila Prabhupada's was telling that he had made a mistake, and while going to a particular program, Prabhupada was chastising him like anything in the car. And as soon as they reached the venue, there were devotees to welcome. Kirtan was going on. Someone came, opened the door, and Prabhupada was all ear to ear smiling, and they were doing Jai Prabhupada. Prabhupada was as if nothing happened in the car. Few seconds ago, Prabhupada was screaming at him in the car. You rascal, this is the problem with you. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada comes out as if nothing happened. And then sat on the Vyasasana and nothing. And then in the car when they were going back, Prabhupada spoke to the devotee normally. This devotee was sharing in Prabhupada's memories. That this was Prabhupada's anger. This comes to chastise, to correct, and Prabhupada is not going to hold grudge. Holding grudge is a sign of false ego. But to demonstrate anger for a constructive purpose to someone who is supposed to be our subservient assistant is okay. But that anger is very temporary. Agastya Muni immediately became pacified. He said, no problem. You made a mistake because you had stopped listening Hari Katha from us. As Indra, in Indra's position, you are supposed to call us and hear Hari Katha, one Saptarishi every day of the Saptah. And this is how your Bhagavad Saptah goes on and on. Today's Bhagavatam class will be given by Agastya Muni. Today's Bhagavatam class will be given by Vashishta Muni, by Durvasa Muni. But instead of that, you told us to do what we are supposed to do for you. Therefore, the curse I gave you will be dispelled the day you hear Hari Katha from a pure devotee. And that pure devotee will be your own Vanshaj. You are talking about your Vansha, you come from a very good Vansha. Yes, you come from a very good Vansha. In your Vansha in the future, a very great person will come. And when you have a Bhagavatic conversation with him, you hear Bhagavad Gyan, Bhagavad Dharma from him, then you will be released. Nahusha offered his obeisances and his whole body became the body of a python. And immediately he fell into a remote corner of a forest on earth. And because he was a king, he was used to drinking som juice and royal heavenly delights, food. Agastya Muni made arrangements for his food also. He said, in the end of the day, any living entity comes in front of you, whether it's an elephant or even a tiger or a bear or a deer, and you catch that living entity, it is a blessing that no living entity will ever escape your coil. If at that particular time, when I am ordaining food for you, you catch any animal, the animal may be 10 times more powerful than you, 100 times more powerful than you. If you catch them for food in the evening, no one will be able to escape your coil. You can eat them whole. So I'm making arrangement for your living, your accommodation, and your food, everything. Now go. In this way, Nahush fell on the earth planet. Hare Krishna. Now back to the kingdom. Yayati Maharaj is living a very comfortable life. His elder brother Yati has taken sannyas. Yayati is the prince. Father is dual king, king of earth and king of heaven. And suddenly he gets the news that father, Pitari Brahmshite Sthanat. Father had a fall down. Hare Krishna. Father had a fall down. He is gone. No one knows where he is. We know he is in the snake species, but we have no idea who he is. He could be any snake, anywhere, in any planet, in any forest on earth. Yayatir Abhavan Nripa. The position of king of earth was empty, and Yayati, the second son of Maharaj Nahush, was forced to accept the position of king, even though he did not want it. Such are the ways of destiny, my dear friends. Hare Krishna. So Yayati became the king. You read this, right? Chatashrish Adishat Dikshu Bhratrin Bhrata Yaviyasah Krita Daro Jugo Porvim Kavyasya Vrishaparvanaha. Vrishaparva was the king later on. And Kavi is the name of Shukracharya. He's called Kavi because he's the most learned. King Yayati had 4 younger brothers, total 6. Eldest Yati, second Yayati, so he had 4 younger brothers whom he allowed to rule the 4 directions. So he had 4 younger brothers. He was not really interested in becoming the king. So when he had to become the king, he told one younger brother, you take north, you take south, you take east, you take west. All the 4 directions of the kingdom of earth he gave to his 4 younger brothers. And he lived in the capital with his wife. Yayati himself married Devyani, who was the daughter of Shri Shukracharya. And he also married another lady called Sharmishtha, who was the daughter of the king, Vrishaparva. And he ruled the entire earth. 4 brothers were managing, and he was the king, Yayati Maharaj. Now, immediately, Parishit Maharaj has a question. Oh, this is something is wrong here. Something is wrong. Shri Rajo Vacha.
Shri Rajo Vacha.
Brahmarshir Bhagavan Kavyah.
Brahmarshir Bhagavan Kavyah.
Kshatrabandhuscha Nahusha.
Kshatrabandhuscha Nahusha.
Rajanya Viprayo Kasma.
Rajanya Viprayo Kasmat.
Vivaha Pratilomakaha.
Vivaha Pratilomakaha.
There are 2 types of marriages, Anulom and Pratilom. Maharaj Parikshit interrupts his Gurudev, Shri Shukdev Goswami, and says, Gurudev, Shukracharya was a very powerful Brahman. He is the Guru of the Daityas. Brihaspati is the Guru of the Devas. Shukracharya is a powerful Brahman, and Maharaj Yayati is a Kshatriya. I am curious to know how there occurred this Pratilom marriage between a Kshatriya and a Brahman. Kshatriya man and Brahman lady. This is Pratilom. This is a very unorthodox way of getting married. It is not considered high class. How could a king like Maharaj Yayati make such a mistake that he married a Brahmani? Now here we'll analyze something. In the Vedic culture, there is Anulom Vivaha, means appropriate wedding, where a Brahman boy can marry a Brahman girl. A Brahman boy can marry a Kshatriya girl, can marry a Vaishya girl, can marry even a Shudra girl. A Brahman man can marry girl from any of the 4 Varnas. For example, Kashyap Rishi, our Kardam Rishi. Kardam Muni married the daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, Shri Devavati. So that is okay. A Brahman can marry a Brahmani, Kshatriyani, a Vaishya woman or a Shudra woman, no problem. But a Brahmani can only marry a Brahman man. A Brahmani can never marry a Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra. Why do you think this system exists? If a Brahmani marries a Kshatriya, it is called Pratilom, inappropriate marriage. Why do you think this system?
Upliftment of the soul.
Yes. Our Vedic Sanskriti is so good. People say that it is not favorable for women, but that is completely wrong. Here is a glaring example how it is in favor of women. Our Shastra says, do not downgrade a woman. Either she can maintain or she can upgrade herself, but she should not downgrade. Because a woman, whichever house she marries, she becomes part of that house. If she marries a Kshatriya household, she becomes a Kshatriyani. She marries a Brahman household, she becomes a Brahmani. a woman should never be downgraded. If a woman is a Brahmani, don't bring her down to Kshatriya, mode of passion, or Vaishya, or Shudra. See how beautiful the culture is. It is pro-woman. It's a feminist culture in a true sense, actually. They are wanting to protect the sanctity of a woman. That let her be upgraded, but let her never be downgraded. Therefore, a Shudra woman can marry a Brahman. Satyavati can marry a Kshatriya, Shantanu Maharaj. But not ulta. A woman, wherever she is born, based on her previous karma, the society will not downgrade her, maintain her or upgrade her. How beautiful is that? So Parikshit Maharaj is having this question. How is it that there was a pratilom marriage? Purport. According to the Vedic system, marriages between Kshatriyas and Kshatriyas or between Brahmanas and Brahmanas are the general custom. If marriages sometimes take place between different classes, these marriages are of two types, namely Anulom and Pratilom. Anulom marriage between a Brahman and the daughter of a Kshatriya is permissible. But Pratilom marriage between a Kshatriya man and the daughter of a Brahman is not generally allowed. Therefore, Maharaj Parikshit was curious about how Shukracharya, a powerful Brahman who knows everything, could accept the principle of Pratilom for his own daughter, Devyani. Could he not find a Brahman boy for Devyani? Maharaj Parikshit was eager to know the cause for this uncommon marriage. Hari Bol. So what happened to Nahush? Nahush became a snake, and that story is told in Mahabharata. That during the Vanvas, one day Bhima went for an excursion all alone, and he met Nahush, who was the snake, python. And Bhima was so powerful that elephants, tigers, lions, he would just kick them away. He had no fear. We are afraid a bear will come, but Bhima was more powerful than any of them. So Bhima encountered this python, and Bhima thought he could overpower this python. The python said, "I am going to eat you," and wrapped his coils around Bhima. And Bhima, as much as he tried, he could not free himself. Bhima, who had the strength of 10,000 elephants in one arm, could not extricate himself from the coils of that python that day. And the pythons are constrictors. Every time you exhale, they tighten their grip. Every time you exhale, they tighten their grip, reaching a point where your chest can no longer expand to breathe. And Bhima almost died. Back in the ashram, Yudhishthira Maharaj was very pious. He started experiencing inauspicious omens. And Yudhishthira Maharaj, Mahabharata describes, started crying. Shri Dhaumyacharya, Dhaumya Rishi, their guru, he asked what happened to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And Yudhishthira Maharaj said, "Gurudev, I sense so many inauspicious omens. Something is wrong. All my brothers are here except Bhima. Oh Draupadi, do you know where is Bhima?" She said he had gone to the forest for a walk. He was supposed to come back many hours ago. He has not come back. Yudhishthira tells Dhaumyacharya, something is seriously wrong. We need to go and start a search and rescue for Bhima. So the manhunt started. All the brothers, they fanned out and they were looking, calling out, "Bhima, Bhima, Bhima." Finally, Yudhishthira Maharaj was very wise. He followed the path of broken trees, dead elephants and dead lions, knowing that this is the path that Bhima had taken. Anybody disturbs him, he kills them, crushes them. So following and following, finally Yudhishthira came in a clearing, and there he saw a huge python with Bhima lying dead in his grips, and he was about to swallow Bhima whole. Hare Krishna. Yudhishthira Maharaj panicked. He went running to this python and said, "Stop, stop, stop. What are you doing? Bhima is not someone you should eat. He is my brother. Please let him go." The python spoke to Yudhishthira Maharaj and said that I am a python, I am hungry, and this Man in the form of my food came before me by the arrangement of providence. I have fairly captured him and I am eating. There is nothing wrong in that. Yudhishthira Maharaj says, you are hungry. I get it. I am the king. It is my duty. You are my praja. It is my duty to provide for you. Tell me what you want from the menu. You want elephant? You want tiger? You want deer? You want rabbit? What do you want? I will get it for you. Any animal you want, I'll get it for you. But please release my brother. He is not an eatable. He is supposed to do a lot of important services in the future. Please don't eat him like that. That's such a waste. The python replied to Yudhishthira Maharaj, with my own endeavor, with my own efforts, I have captured this man. Why should I beg for food from you? Why should I give him back? I am going to eat him only. Yudhishthira Maharaj says, Bhima and me, we are sahodar. We have come from the same womb. Same womb. We are brothers. You eat me. Eat me, but let Bhima go. He is the greatest warrior. And in the future we are going to have a dharma yuddha. And Bhima will play a key role. Please let him go. You eat me. Nahusha, why should I eat you? I didn't catch you. I caught him. And anyway, it looks like he's already dead. So I might as well eat him. Yudhishthira Maharaj says, no, I can see there is faint breathing going on. Bhima is barely holding on to dear life. Please let him go. Please. Nahusha said, well, the only condition I will let him go is if you have a spiritual discussion with me. Yudhishthira said, if there was anything else you would have asked me, perhaps I would have not been able to give you. But ever since I have started my vanvas, forest exile, I am only living with rishis and sadhus. And all day I engage in dharma samvad, in religious discussions. So that is the only thing I can do. Please ask me any question. Nahush says, if you do not answer the question correctly, I will eat your brother. Yudhishthira folded his hands and said, please ask. Nahusha's first question is mentioned in Mahabharata was, Yudhishthira Maharaj, please tell me, a Brahman is by birth or by qualification? And immediately in the next verse, Yudhishthira Maharaj replies, Brahman is by qualification. It's there in Mahabharata. Then there is more conversation. Then Nahush, the snake, python, he tells Yudhishthira Maharaj that you ask me a question. Yudhishthira Maharaj says, who are you? And Nahush says, I am Nahush Maharaj. Yudhishthira says, our ancestor, Nahush Maharaj. He's in the history books. He was a simultaneous king of earth and... Yes, I am that. Ask me any question. Yudhishthira Maharaj says, what is the greatest danger to a person? And Nahush says, more dangerous than any disease, more dangerous than any natural calamity, more dangerous than anything in this world is arrogance born out of pride. Arrogance born out of pride. Nahush says, if we are proud of anything, the conjoined twin that comes with pride is arrogance. And the conjoined twin of arrogance is aparadha. When we become arrogant, we ill-treat others. And he said, that is exactly what I did. I was very talented. I became proud. Because of my success, I became arrogant. And because of arrogance, I made the Saptarshis my porters. I made them carry me on a palanquin. And I thought I had the right to enjoy with Shachi Devi, the queen of heaven. And this is what happened to me. As soon as Nahush said that and had that conversation with Dharmaraj Yudhishthir, immediately Bhim was revived, the coils opened, and Nahush attained the celestial form. Hari Bol. So very, very powerful lessons. We can just ruminate and meditate on them. So much practically applicable to our situation. And in response to Parishit Maharaj's question, what Shukdev Goswami says, that we will see in the next session. We discussed 5 verses and we'll continue it not next Saturday because we'll be in Richmond, but the Saturday after that. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Any questions or any reflections? Yes, Radhava.
All 14 questions are mentioned here or just few in Bhagavatam? Because Mahabharata has 14 questions per question.
That is one full chapter and I have it. We have Mahabharata in Hindi, Gita Press, Gorakhpur Press. So it's there. But not here, it's not mentioned here. But once I had spoken a little bit on that in Bhakti Sangha Japa group.
The question answers are very good. We could
Very good.
briefly do them.
We can do them, yeah. Even the Yaksha Prashna is also very nice.
So all the Pandavas are slain, right? All the Pandavas are
In Yaksha Prashna, yes. Yes. But the best Prashnottar is Raya Ramanand Samvad. That is the best. In the end of the chapter. Quick one-liners. Super. The whole chapter is amazing. Any reflections? Anything you learned today from Srimad Bhagavatam? From the beginning of the discussion? Yes, Gopal.
Many times we are put in management positions and we have to be in a position of power. It's necessary for career or for the movement or anything. So how to assume these roles without becoming intoxicated with ego?
See, when you drive a car, there is always a risk of getting a ticket for speeding. There is a risk of getting a ticket for not coming to a complete stop at a stop sign. How do you avoid that?
Driving carefully. Follow the rules.
Once we are aware of the pitfalls, all we have to do is be mindful of those pitfalls and be careful. And drive carefully. Same thing in spiritual life. When we feel ourselves becoming proud or arrogant, and it takes some spiritual realization to recognize it. Otherwise we can justify our arrogance and rudeness and pride. But the moment we detect it, it's like seeing a stop sign. We immediately slow down. I know I have to come to a complete stop. So being mindful of the pitfalls and just being very careful. Once His Holiness Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj said, we should think like it is our first day in Krishna consciousness and we should behave as if it is our last day in Krishna and we are going to die. Now imagine if I know that I will not wake up tomorrow morning. This is the last time I am seeing all my friends. How I will behave with all of you. Maharaj says, live like it's your last day in ISKCON and behave like it's your last day in ISKCON, but think like it is your first day. Mataji, how do you do this? Mataji, how? Prabhuji, how? Huh?
Keep asking, you don't know.
I don't know. If that is the attitude, then once I got a speeding ticket in Alabama in a school zone because at 3:30 the limit would drop because the school would be released. And I was coming home and that day I finished work early. Usually I used to leave at 4 or 5, so that thing didn't apply. But it was down to I think 15 miles an hour or 20 miles an hour, where normally it was 35, 40 miles an hour, that road. So I was going 50 miles an hour, normally. So 2 cop cars came with blaring sirens and everything, and they said, we can arrest you. Because it's 15 or 20 miles and you're 50, you're a super speeder. But then they saw my scrubs and they said, are you a doctor? I said, yes. And that time I worked in 2 hospitals. So they said, where are you going? I said, I'm going to Madison Hospital. There was a hospital there. So is it an emergency? Then we'll let you go. And somehow I said, no. think there's no emergency. So thank you for being honest. We'll only give you a ticket. So they gave me a ticket, but in that small town in Alabama, there was no online driving improvement course that was recognized. You have to do an in-person course for a whole day. So I had gone for that in-person course, and it was a 4, 5, 8 hour session, I think. And at the end there was Q&A. So one person said that this was too much for me, this whole long training session. But can you give me the bottom line? How can I avoid making mistakes and get a ticket? So this teacher who was very good, he said, drive like you're a 80-year-old fellow who is hard of hearing, who has got weak eyesight, has got cataract in the eyes. How carefully you will drive? You will not get into road rage. You are the last 80-year-old guy is the last person to get into road rage. He said, drive like you're an 80-year-old person. I still remember that. So same thing in spiritual life. Just be careful. Overconfidence and brashness and arrogance leads to fall. Hare Krishna. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Kiran Prabhu.
Prabhu, just reflection.
Yes.
This chapter started with Nahush, who is having 6 sons like Indriyani, right? So in Bhagavad Gita, there is one shloka, Manashashtani Indriyani, Prakritistani Darshati. So it's just correlating with the same.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Very nice. Yes, Gaurasundar Charan Prabhu.
Guruji, Maharaj Nahush is the ancestor of Pandavas and also Lord Krishna. Because,
Yes.
and he had such high qualifications that he could become simultaneously the king of Swarga and Earth. And he was the earthly king who was elevated to. So, what is the lesson from showing that he, such a high qualified person, could make such a grave mistake of offending the 7 sages who are such high grade brahmanas qualified to be gurus, and wanting to offend Mother Sachi, the wife of. So what chance do we have to be successful, and what is the lesson from this episode?
Several lessons. One is that no one is invincible. When for the 75th appearance day, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj was asked, what are some of the lessons? Maharaj said, many devotees more advanced than you and me have fallen. So don't be proud. Maharaj said like that. Many devotees more advanced than you and me have fallen. So we should absolutely never be proud. Second lesson is, only Krishna can save us from falling down. And therefore we should always be in the mood of being dependent on Krishna's maintenance. We should never think I am the doer. Karta hamiti manyate. Ahankar vimudhatma. Karta hamiti manyate. Anybody says, Prabhuji, you are such a good manager. It's Krishna's mercy. You sing so nicely. Krishna's mercy. Guru Maharaj's mercy. You're so regular of the Japaka. Krishna's mercy. But I'm just sharing because we learn from all this. Devotee told me, Prabhuji, devotees are so selfish. They are just making so much money. Nobody is donating. Every festival, Prabhu, I do anonymous donation. I was actually told this by a devotee. Every festival, Prabhuji, I donate. Anonymously, I donate. So we can be proud of our humility also. So another thing is, no matter even if we fall down, this story will teach us. Yayati went back to God. He went to Vaikuntha in this lifetime. So this story is very, very hope-giving. that even if we make mistake, even if we fall down, Yayati will see he stooped, Hare Krishna. But even that Yayati in that lifetime, he attained Vaikuntha. When he asked Yadu, his son, give me your youth, Yadu said, for what? Yayati said, for Devyani. He said, she is my mother. How can I give my youth? It's unthinkable. That Yayati went to Vaikuntha by the power of bhakti. So this story is very hope-giving. Even if we have made the biggest mistake, blunder, fall down, there is always hope. So many lessons. One is we should not be proud and think I'm invincible. Devotees more advanced than us have fallen. So we are very much in the radar of Maya. We can be shot down anytime. We depend on Krishna's mercy. We be very careful. And even if we fall, despite all this, there is always hope in Krishna's mercy. Like we see in the example of Yayati. And services should be taken that are Guru Pradatta, not whimsically. If Guru says, initiate the whole Atlanta, then we should not think twice. Yes, I'm not doing it on my strength, on Guru's strength. Or if Guru says, just become a humble servant of the servant of the servant, yes, I do that. So we should choose that service which is Guru Pradatta. That is the safest position. These are the lessons we learn. Yayati never wanted to become king, but when his elders told him, now father has fallen down, so he knew what he's getting into. Yayati's father, Nahush, was the king and he fell down from the position of king, and the story was told everywhere that he became proud and he ill-treated the Saptarshis. And Yayati walks into that throne and makes a mistake. Which means human nature is very deep-rooted. Our conditionings are very deep-rooted. We may know every pitfall and yet we can make a mistake. Another final lesson that comes to my heart based on your question is this story teaches us to forgive. Sometimes we hold devotees to such high standards. How could you do this? तू तो इतने साल से devotee है, तू तो initiated है ना, second initiated है ना, how you could do? Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj says, devotees more advanced than you and me have fallen. So we should always remember that. And when a devotee falls down or behaves in an abominable way, we should find ways to forgive. Of course, we should not let that contamination infect everyone. If that is the case, then we try to protect the congregation. But we should give a second chance to that devotee. If the devotee is like Nahush, who apologized to Agastya Rishi, sorry, I made a mistake. First mistake, forgive me. So if someone is repentful and sincere, then we should give them second chance and not be unforgiving. This story teaches us that we should be forgiving. Mistakes happen. We should not be shocked. Prabhupada said, no, don't be shocked by how many are leaving ISKCON. Be surprised by how many are staying. 5,000 stayed. That's a lot in Kali Yuga. Look at Shiki Mahiti Prabhu, look at Vedasar Prabhu, look at Balabhadra Prabhu. How many years they are in the movement? It's amazing. Amazing. Once Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was asked, when we see devotees make mistakes and fall down and leave Krishna consciousness, it shatters our faith. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was genuinely surprised at that proposition. He said, what? When devotees who have practiced Krishna consciousness for 20 years, 30 years, they fall down and they leave Krishna consciousness, it affects our faith negatively. It has become big. It should increase your faith. Prabhuji, when devotees who have practiced were initiated, they leave ISKCON, it should increase your faith. How, Prabhuji? He said, because if you analyze those devotees, you will find that they have compromised on their morning sadhana, they have compromised on the principles of Vaishnava Sadachar, and therefore they fell, so your faith becomes strong. Yes, if you don't follow the process, you will fall. Faith has become strong. On the other hand, you see devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness nicely, and you see year after year they are becoming stronger and stronger in Krishna bhakti, your faith increases. So whether a devotee falls or a devotee rises, your faith should rise. Yayati fell. Should it shatter our faith? No, there is a valid reason why he fell. He became proud. He became arrogant. He committed Vaishnava Aparadha. So faith increases or decreases? Increases. And you see someone like Bhishma who is living in the house of Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana and Dushasana and such a pure devotee, always absorbed in Krishna. Faith increases or decreases? And then he has such a glorious departure, Krishna comes, increases. So Chaitanya Charitamrita says, whether a devotee falls or a devotee rises, our faith should only increase. Hari Bol. So this story teaches us we should learn to forgive. Hota hai. Rasraj Gopal Prabhu. Even Arav had raised his hand.
I was just going to ask which canto and chapter.
This is 9th canto, chapter 18. And we just started from the first verse. How you were there? Oh, you were also in youth jam. Rasraj Gopal Prabhu.
I'll ask one more question. You said Yayati became the next king. What happened to the first son, Yati?
Yati became a Yati. He became a sannyasi. He went to the forest. He renounced. We'll Rasraj Gopal Prabhu, then Jiva Prabhu.
First of all, thank you. I didn't know this. That's how to end.
Hare Krishna.
If you can have longer sessions, I would request. The more I contemplate on this, I feel fall down was because Nahush forgot to hear Harikatha. So he had heard Harikatha every day. I don't think that happened.
Yeah. One devotee Prabhuji once told me, I was staying in his house. He told me genuinely that Prabhuji, it's been ages since I have sat down and heard Harikatha. Because I'm so busy in management, even when the Katha is going on in our center, I am running around and doing stuff. And he said, now I have reached a point where I find Katha boring. I have lost that taste. So then I suggested some speakers, and then he started hearing those speakers who are very pure devotees. And then later on, few years later, I met him, and he is doing much better. But he went through that phase where, because of too much involvement in management, he had lost his taste for Harikatha. Because management, even though it's management of ISKCON of Greater Atlanta or ISKCON of Atlanta or some spiritual organization, it is not direct Krishna consciousness. It is indirect. And we have to engage in direct Krishna consciousness also. This is required. Where we come and we read Bhagavatam, we read Prabhupada's purports. Directly Krishna consciousness. Chanting, Kirtan. This is the purpose why we are here. Why this facility is there. Huh? Ah, yes. He's called by both names. Srinivasa also. Dakhine nitai chan mame Gadādhara nikote advaita Srinivasa Chhatradhar. Srinivas Chhatradhar. Srinivas Thakur. Shrivas and Nivas, same meaning. Yes, Prabhu.
The question I had is, Yati rejected becoming the king because his father had fallen. Did that happen before or
No,
did that?
the fall down of the father happened later, but just from history and Shastra, he knew that these type of management roles, they cause spiritual fall down. Yes.
I have a little confusing question, but like going back to Yati, he rejected because he wanted, he saw that it might be like his downfall and he will not get the self-realization. But there were So was it like, the question is like, was it his weakness that he might fall? As a Kshatriya, he should have accepted, or like from within he was knowing that he might fall, and that's the reason he rejected that.
Suppose I tell you that you drive the car in peak traffic in Manhattan. You will say, Prabhuji, I'll just take a Uber. Because you know there is a risk of accident and stress. So for Yati, for his swabhav that he was born with, becoming a king was like that. Stressful situation, I will forget my chanting and my bhakti, and I will get distracted and diverted. So I don't want it. It was like that. It was not necessarily weakness. He just felt that it was not for him. It was not for him.
So each person's quality might come, and that's the reason.
We should be true to ourselves, true to our swabhav. We should not. Bhagavad Gita Krishna says that don't try to do another person's duty. Better to do one's duty imperfectly than trying to do another's duty perfectly. Which means if someone is good in management, don't try to artificially play violin. You don't know anything about violin. And someone who is not good in management but good in playing violin, don't try to become the manager. Let someone else do it who is good in that.
The confusion is because there were some great kings, those who were doing all these materialistic, like everything, being a king of some like, and they were also like spiritually advanced. That's the reason of my confusion.
Yes, they are called Rajarshis. They are Raja and they are Rishis at the same time. And that is the aim. Like Yudhishthira Maharaj, like Maharaj Pratap Rudra, Ambarish Maharaj, Vibhishan, like that. Parikshit Maharaj, like that. So that is the ideal standard. But not everyone can attain that standard. But everyone should try to attain that standard. Okay. Yes. Priya Gopinath.
Wonderful response, and thank you for this topic, very helpful for all of us. So my question is about the point you mentioned, we rationalize anarthas after a point. So like King Nahusha was so great, could not make that choice. What are some pointers we should remember to not fall into same trap or not make same mistake?
One way is to be honest with ourselves and with some spiritual guide. So when we behave in a certain way, then once I was in a situation where I had to do something, and I was very fortunate to be under Shridhama Prabhu and Krishnaram Prabhu. At every step I was asking them what to do and then doing what they said and then updating them. I did this, now but this has happened now as a result of that. Now what do I do? Now do this. Somehow I feel that by Krishna's mercy I came out of that situation because I was being guided. But if I had left it to my own intelligence, I would have perhaps made a lot of mistakes and aparadh. So one valuable asset that we all should utilize is the guidance of some senior advanced Vaishnava who we trust. Like Shridhama Prabhu, Krishnanam Prabhu, they were personally trained by Maharaj. So I could put my faith in them. They are not whimsical people. I can trust their counsel. So to have someone in our life who we trust, so when those anarthas come and present themselves as service to Prabhupada and protecting the Vaishnavas, we should confirm it with someone. That Mataji or Prabhuji, I'm feeling like this. Is this correct or is this my false ego justifying the anartha? So we should take a second opinion. Like that. Hare Krishna. Asha Madhuri.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Wonderful class. I have a few takeaways.
Please share.
I wrote them down. One is to be true to your swabhava. We should always be true to our swabhava. and what Priyagopi Mataji said, we should never rationalize our anarthas. And I really like the quality of saintly people. They do get angry to just chastise us, correct us, but they never hold grudges.
Yeah.
So important, because we are conditioned like that to feel like that for others. And
You know what is the reason that sometimes we hold on to grudge? People hold on to grudge when their ego is involved now. If the ego gets involved in the conversation, then we'll hold on to the grudge. Please continue.
and the greatest danger to a person is arrogance born out of pride. And what Rasaj Prabhu said, he fell down because he didn't hear Harikatha. So this is a must.
Yes. Who was telling me yesterday that something was happening in somebody's house and still they were doing Harikatha? You were telling me? Sanatana Guru?
Fourth canto. Shankar Bhagwan.
Haan. The day Shri Sati Devi died, Shivji was giving Bhagavatam class. He had just become a widower, but he was doing Harikatha. When he was asked that, he said, Janma Mrityu Jara Vacha Dukkha Doshanota, these things will happen, but Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Harikatha should be Nitya. There should be no interruption in that. Hari Bol. Yes, Radha.
I have a question. We came to the conclusion that forgiveness is divine. But when you know that somebody is asking you for forgiveness because of your forgiving, he has a higher cause to gain. But he's actually not meaning it. But if he asks for forgiveness to you, he has a higher cause to gain from a lot of other things. How do you handle the situation?
So Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj says, you can forgive, but don't associate. You can forgive them and move on, but don't have to associate, because if you associate, then same situation will happen again. So for example, if, let's say, I take some money from you and I don't return it to you, and you keep asking and I say, and I don't give it, and then finally I say, Mataji, sorry Mataji, possible nahi hai, kharch zala, please forgive me Mataji, forgive me. Bhau samjhun sodun dya, consider me your brother, and you say, theek hai Prabhuji, no problem. Forget it. Mataji, have you forgiven me? Yes, I have forgiven you. Really, Mataji? Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. The next Gaur Purnima again come and Mataji, can you give $2,000? So now don't give opportunity to that devotee to exploit you for the same thing again. You can forgive, but don't associate. Forgive, but don't let that devotee take undue advantage. Again, you have to protect yourself and protect others and protect that devotee, because by doing what is in the nature, manipulating and doing this thing, it's not good for that devotee also. So Gaur Govind Maharaj says, respect, forgive, but don't associate. Associate with Sajatiya devotees. Devotees you can put your trust in, devotees who are like-minded. Okay? Amita Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I was wondering, in the beginning when you mentioned the six suns are signifying the Gyan, Indriyas and the mind, any significance or correlation beyond that, or it was more like a figure of speech?
It was more like a poetic embellishment. Our senses are very dear to us and we function through our senses. So King Nahusha also wanted to function through his senses like his sons. Hare Krishna.
One question which is like out of curiosity is like every time we hear the king's son's name, they go like Yati, Yayati, like Kriti, like why it is that way?
I think it is. No, it's a good question. I think it is.
Even Drupad's daughter is Draupadi, likewise.
Draupadi was not her name. She was called Draupadi because she was the daughter of Drupal. Or Shri Sati Devi is called Dakshani because she was the daughter of Daksha Prajapati. Or Janak Maharaj's daughter Sita Devi is called Janaki. But I think these names, Yati, Yayati, Ayati, they were just given, it sounds good, matching, rhyming. Nanda, Upananda, Sunanda.
Easy to remember.
Easy to remember.
Nothing like specific.
Nothing is, I have not read anything like that. But it's just nice.
Sorry.
No, it's a good question. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
One quiet reflection that really touched me today was that pride never announces itself when it comes to you. It comes to you quietly, and sometimes even in bhakti, as you said, that oh, I did so many japa rounds today, and today I did so many extra for Ekadashi, and you know, that really touched me today. That yeah, sometimes we feel that pride. I don't know if it is good in bhakti that oh, like we praise, not praise, like kind of have a self-satisfaction that we did extra rounds today for Ekadashi or something like that. Is that pride? Is that good mentality to have as a devotee?
Once a devotee went to his guru and asked that Gurudev, previously I was chanting so many rounds, I was doing Ashtakams, I was doing Gopal Sahasranam, I was doing Radha Kripa Katakshak, I was reading this Vani, that Vani. He gave a list of almost a dozen things in my daily sadhana. My daily sadhana included all this. And in the office also when I used to work, I would keep chanting the names of Radha and Krishna and remembering Srimati Radharani. My bhajan was going so good. And since the last 3 months, I don't know what has happened, my bhajan has become very dry. So can you please help me, Gurudev? And the spiritual master said, just look at your question, how you are speaking. That previously I was chanting so many rounds, I was doing Radha Kripa Kataksh, I was doing Radhikashtaka, I was doing this, reading that, this part, that part. Did I ask you what you were doing? In front of everybody, you are enumerating every detail of your sadhana that you were doing. Offering 11 Dandavat Pranam, fasting. Who asked you? And you are saying, I used to do, karta aham iti manyate. Your bhajan has become very dry because you have developed a subtle pride in your sadhana. You are proud of being a good devotee. And the thing is, we don't even realize when that happens. So the Guru said 2 things have happened. One is you have become proud of your bhajan, and second is because of pride, you have looked down upon someone. For example, if every day 4:30 I am starting my Zoom call, and my 16 rounds are finished by 6:30, and then half an hour I am reading Chaitanya Charitamrita in front of everybody live on YouTube, it's there, you can check. Every day with the date. Not one day I have missed. And then I see you. Mataji, why are you chanting in the class? Prabhuji, 4 mala baki hai. You understand Hindi? 4 mala baki hai. Mataji, 4 mala baki hai. Raat ke 9 baj gaye. Mere 6:30 baje khatam ho gaye the mala. You know how that pride comes. I may not think in such a disdainful way, but certainly I will think, Mataji, you need to really buckle up on thoda sa. You need to, little bit. At least don't keep your rounds till 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. tak kar do at least. Let that thought will come. I am better than you. Because you are still finishing a 16 round at 9 o'clock at night, and I don't remember the last time I was chanting my 16 rounds at so late at night. Because we compare others to ourselves. It's very subtle. And the problem is we have grown up like this. In school, you got 75%, I got 78%. You are ranked 12th, I am ranked 6th in the class. Natural thing is I am better than you.
We were rewarded for being better than that.
We were rewarded for being better, we were promoted for being better, and that same mentality we bring in Krishna consciousness. Not realizing that Urdhva Mula Madha Shaka. Material life and spiritual life are ulta. That's why we need satsang. where we can iron out these finer creases. गुंडीचा मार्जनम, पहले मोटा मोटा झाड़ू लगाओ, फिर जो सूक्ष्म धूल है उसको, और फिर जल से wash it. So that Guru Maharaj, he told that devotee that two things: you became proud of your bhajan, and you thought that you are doing the bhajan. I used to do this, I used to do that. No. We should think Guru Maharaj ने करा दिया आज, कल का पता नहीं. Today I was able to do, I don't know tomorrow. If that is attitude, first day in Krishna consciousness, remember? And I will not waste time because it's my last day in Krishna consciousness. So then it is very helpful. And that thing where the anarthas don't present themselves as anarthas, but we rationalize our anarthas, that I heard from my Guru Maharaj. So to prepare for this, I heard from Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj this story, and I heard from Srila Radha Govind Maharaj, because it's systematically there on the app. So Maharaj, Radhanath Swami Maharaj shared that realization that the problem is these anarthas. Yayati did not feel that he was doing something morally wrong at that time by asking them to carry or going to Shachi. He thought he was entitled to it, and that entitlement comes. Every day, Asha Mataji brings, every Friday she brings garland for me. 2 classes she has not brought garland. We become entitled because we get used to certain this. No, really don't bring. But when visitors come, but I'm just saying, we get used to being treated in us. Every time I come, this devotee picks up my bag. And now his last 2-3 times he has not picked up. What does he think? I am the speaker, Baba. So then these thoughts start. We start thinking we are better. So once I had also gone to meet one spiritual master, and without even knowing that I am a preacher, without me telling that I am a preacher, I don't know how he came to know, but the question I asked was, जो हम भजन में सुनते हैं उसे आचरण में उतारने की क्षमता कैसे मिलती है? We hear so many things in classes, but how do you get the strength to implement it in life? So he gave a very nice answer, and in the end, that Guru Maharaj said that when you speak Hari Katha, you should not think कि मैं बड़ा हूँ इसलिए मैं वक्ता हूँ, ये छोटे हैं इसलिए ये श्रोता है. Said Hari Katha में कोई बड़ा छोटा नहीं होता है. And then he quoted मत चित्ता मत गता प्राण बोधयन्त परस्परम कथयन्त शामित्यम तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च. We are just coming together in IGA to enjoy Krishna Katha, to relish, to appreciate Krishna's glories. Sometimes you speak, Mataji spoke, Prabhuji shared realization, everybody is sharing, kids are sharing, और हम लोग आनंद ले रहे हैं. We are relishing, ramanti cha. We are enjoying Krishna Katha. We are enjoying the sweetness of Krishna consciousness together. There is no big, there is no small. We are all one family, and we are simply coming and sharing. When Guru Maharaj comes, somebody very senior like Radhesham Prabhu comes, he is really a realized devotee. He is really a very great soul. So when such actual real devotees come, then we should have that Guru Buddhi. But here we are all friends. We are all, I also eat popcorn and do so many things, oversleep and do so many things, nonsense. I am not. So here when we speak Hari Katha, it's not like some Kathakar has come and oh, Prabhu, Prabhu. No, it is Machitta Madgata Prana, Bodhayanta Parasparam. We are equals. We are just sharing Krishna Katha with each other and happy. We are happy. And then we wait when will a real devotee come, where we will all sit and hear. You know? So like that. So that should be the attitude. That I am not doing anything, I am not some big person. We are just sharing with each other. And we are very happy that we have all these wonderful friends with whom we can share. Hari Bol. Otherwise, it's very difficult to share with the 4 walls. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada said, share with the 4 walls if nobody comes. For us, it's very difficult, so Krishna has given all these friends. Now, yesterday, those new devotees came. How you came recently? So this is all Krishna is arranging this. Isn't it, Abha? Krishna is arranging all this for us. He's sending different people. So we are very happy, very grateful. The family is small. If it grows, very good. But if it doesn't grow, we want to take care of each other.